Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of Beckomberga by Sara Stridsberg, translated by Deborah Brangan-Turner. This is a book coming out January 27th, 2026. It was originally published in 2014 by Farrar, Straus and Giroux. It's a historical fiction, literary fiction. I received this art from NetGalley in exchange for a fair review. When I worked at a video store in my youth, for almost 7 years, from age 15 to about 21, one of the many perks was access to movie catalogs. I used to advise the owner, pressure him to buy certain movies, and I'd always make him get at least one of the newer translated movies. I used to love weird artsy movies. I still like them now. But they're just kind of rare these days. Plus I have no idea how to find them using streaming because it was easier, at the movie store because you just kind of wander around, look at the covers. So I supplant that, void in my life by trying to find really interesting books to read. This book seemed like it was heading in that direction. The cover was also very cool. So that's why I picked it up, just to explain kind of what I'm doing here. What is this book about? A haunting novel of a woman's lifelong witness to her father's illness in Stockholm's mythic mental hospital. Jackie's father, Jim, lives at Beckenberga. She takes the bus to visit him, though sometimes he refuses to see her, and so instead she gets to know his fellow inmates. Olaf, a man who has been there since he was a teenager, some 63 years. Sabina, wildly unconventional and beloved by Jackie's father and their doctor, and others. Beckenberga is Stockholm's infamous mental hospital. An enormous, once elegant building, it sits beside the most beautiful park slowly falling apart. The doctor sometimes takes the residents for a night out. Champagne in the backseat of the car, parties in town. He says, one night beyond the confines of the hospital makes you human again. Over the years, Jackie's family also falls apart as her mother alone tries to escape the oppressive hold Jim's illness has on her, as Jim himself tries to escape in any way possible. What follows is an extraordinarily beautiful, stirring portrait of the family and the ways in which our flaws, yearnings, and the unreachable parts of ourselves shape those we love. I am torn about this book because I appreciated what it was doing, and I thought the prose was lovely, but I also was sort of confused, and I will admit it, a little bit bored. I'm sorry. Maybe it was my mindset at the time I was reading, year-end burnout is a thing, but for a short book, I found my attention really wandering. And normally I'm very into artsy books or novels that are kind of flowery, but I don't know, for some reason this one just didn't hit me the way that they usually do. I think this is because the story tends to repeat itself with similar images and situations, but it's also hard to follow what was going on at times. I didn't know who some of the people were, and because the story seemed to expect you to have a certain knowledge of this place, I being from Canada had never heard of it until this book, I'm certain a good chunk of what makes it resonant was very much lost on me, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a flaw of the novel. That's just me not living in Europe. I also wasn't entirely sure if what I was reading was happening. There's a really, I guess I'd argue, inappropriate relationship that happens in the book, but then I wondered if I was reading it wrong. I'm not saying the book was wrong to include it if it was plot relevant, because, obviously those kind of things need to be discussed if they happen, but I just wasn't sure it was happening. I was so confused. I was like, am I supposed to be getting an ick vibe from this? Is this, if so, why? I don't know. Maybe the book was supposed to be mimetic and I was supposed to feel confused, I was a person in the hospital. If so, bravo on that point. I'm just not sure what else I can actually say about this book. It was good in several ways, such as there was some really nice poetic descriptions, and it managed to keep an sort of dreamlike atmosphere throughout. It's a good book, I think. I think there's really something here it's trying to say, but either it didn't jive with me or I needed the culture / history to really connect with it in that way. I guess if you're a person from Stockholm or, you've heard of this hospital, maybe you have relatives back there, it might resonate more with you. But for me, I just was kind of felt like I was sitting at a dinner table where everyone spoke a different language and I could pick up bits and pieces, but I couldn't really understand. Kind of like my French, I'm doing Duolingo right now. I did French because I'm Canadian. I took French in school. I did it a little bit in high school. I think, did I do a year? No, I didn't do it in university. But anyway, my daughter's in French immersion, which is where you speak French all day in school. And so I was like, well, I'm going to get Duolingo again so I can refresh myself. And so I've been doing it for over a year now. And we have the we accidentally signed up for the trial, forgot to cancel it. We're like, oh my God. But now I'm like, it forces me to do it every night because I'm like, I'm not wasting money here. So I do it for like at least 20 minutes a day. And I am finding that my French is getting a lot better. And then when my daughter brings home French, I kind of can understand it and I can help her a bit. So it's actually very helpful. But I kind of felt like I was at a dinner table where everyone was speaking French and I could understand a little bit here and there, but not enough to really, really grasp what was being said. And that's kind of what this book did for me. Unfortunately, but I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was a bad book. Yeah, so that's all I gotta say about that, I guess. Thanks for checking out this review.